Well, pioneering te reo Māori movements and milestones were celebrated at this year's Māori Language Honours event held on Friday in Tāmaki Makaurau. The Māori Language Honours Ngā Kaka Kura o Te Reo Māori was hosted by the Māori Language Commission and Te Mata Wai, and acknowledged outstanding contributions and wins to revive the Māori language. Te taura whiri Te Reo Māori Chief Executive Naiwi Apanui joins me now. Kia ora, thank you so much for your time. Tell us about Friday night and some of the standout moments for you.
I guess what we wanted to do was to celebrate 50 years, and we're not going to get 50 years back again, right? So we'll be 51, 52 over the next couple of years or whatever. But this 50 years had to be celebrated, and I think that really came home to us at the petition event at Parliament this year. That some of these fellows were not going to be around. So we got this wonderful group of people together. Probably will never have the same people in the same room ever again. And we celebrated them, from the people who put the petition down at Parliament on September the 14th, 1972, and they got a standing ovation, as they should have, through to Te Matatini for starting, what was the Polynesian Festival in the 70s, to the Kohanga Reo movement, the first Kohanga Reo, Kura Kaupapa, Māori broadcasting, Māori TV, Māori radio, Kura Kaupapa, wharekura, all the way through to today. And look, a real privilege to share the same space as those people for the time that we were there.
What was the atmosphere like? I mean, I guess you kind of touched on it then. These are people who have, in many ways, saved te reo Māori, right?
Yeah, well, it was very, very special. It's like when you go to a hui and Tupuni O'Regan's there, so Tupuni O'Regan's there, or Dame Miritana Tawhirangi is there. And look, Hone Harawira, who's on screen now, he certainly made his presence felt. We were joking afterwards about his speech, but he made a really, really valid point that until Māori children in the poorest of our homes can speak te reo Māori and have access to te reo Māori, the battle isn't won. And that is the challenge, I think, for ourselves and for Te Mātāwai. My children speak Māori, but they live in lovely Crofton Downs. They don't live in Poriru or Cannons Creek or Otara, right? And what I saw at university when I went there, despite the fact that, you have an increasing number of them coming from Kura Kaupapa and Wharekura, they were the children of the people that I went to university with. So we need to be careful that we don't continue the cycle and te reo Māori becomes te reo of or the language of the Māori middle class, rather than the language of all Māori and all New Zealanders. So it's a really, really important point that he hammered home on Friday night.
Are we doing the right thing? Like, are we on the right track, or is it going to be the same? Will this discussion happen 20 years from now? Oh, the elites can speak te reo Māori, other people, nah.
Well, if we continue what we're doing, we'll probably find that you just need to look at who's in Māori medium education. Only 20% of our children are in it. 80% are in English medium, and that 80% has about a half the pass rate or success rate of those who are in Māori medium. So I think there's a couple of things that need to happen. I think we all need to realise that when we are out there doing what we're doing, we're actually in a marketing race with a whole lot of other institutions that have gotten used to doing this stuff, right? And I know people don't like, Māori people don't tend to like the word marketing, but that is a big part of promotion. It's a big part of what we do. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know who Māori people are, where they're living, how they live, how they think, to be able to change their minds and get them to switch on. And of course, the mindset that a lot of our people have has been drummed into us for the last 180 years, that our mātauranga and that our language isn't worth as much as the English language and knowledge. So, it's a big job to overturn that, but there's also a responsibility on the part of the government to ensure that the resources there to do well. To give you an example, Te Mātāwai has a $10 million community fund. But when you start sharing that out amongst 9 regions, it's not a lot of money. When you look at how much is happening in the education system, a lot more needs to happen. So there's a few things we've got to do better, and we can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Hopeful, though, I guess? People are hopeful?
Oh, incredibly hopeful. I think, one of the mindsets that the Kazis need to overcome is that, all pahi are not evil. there were a number of Pākehā who were actually honoured on the night, including Richard Benton, who set the research platform for everything that has happened since the 70s. When I look at Te Reo Māori society, some of those Pākehā have been active since the 1970s. So we've got to look at who our allies are. We've also got to rely on the goodwill of New Zealanders, right? I mean, we've done a lot of things first. We're one of the first nations to legalise same-sex marriage. We were the first nation to allow women to vote, and so on and so forth. And we are the only nation in the world that is doing what we are doing with our Indigenous people.
Naiwi Apanui, thank you so much for your time. We've got to leave it there, but we really appreciate the mahi, and the awards sound like they were mean.
Ngā mihi, mīnes, kikino.